Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it's Tuesday, so normally I give you guys a speed duel deck profile, and I thought I would do just something a little bit different this week. Um, and what that is I want to talk about the potential future of speed duels. So yes, I've got a deck profile for you, but while I was going through some of my cards, I realized that speed duel is honestly the IRL in-person version to Duel Links, which of course to me is exciting because again, this means I can physically hold the cards in my hand, and it just feels like a better investment than grinding away the same amount of time. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying I'm a little bit busier. I don't have the time to keep up with the app game, as brilliant as it is. And while I was looking through some cards, I ran across a couple like really cool ones, and this got me thinking. After about a year or so, they added GX to Duel Links. So I wanted to make a mock-up of a deck that is a very potential thing to happen once we start introducing GX. And I'm going to be doing a small series of these over the next week or two, maybe three, of GX decks and how they could go about releasing it into the speed duel. And today's going to be heroes because honestly, they're just cool. So say hi to my ultimate rare first editions, because everybody got to have a little bling, you know. That was lame. I'm not doing that anymore. So let's do the profile. So I got the app up and running, and I just called it my speed hero build for generic sake. So let's talk over some skills first. There's actually two skills in the game right now that are just perfect. And then, of course, I didn't get too much into the create a card to try to see about having somebody maybe mock me up a skill card for Jaden. So I decided to go with two that are already existing. So like the first one would be the Fusion Party. And again, you guys could get this two ways. This is actually in the Battle City box, or you get this from the Trial of the Kingdoms set. And Fusion Party says, activate this during the main phase. Once per duel, you can fusion summon a monster from the extra deck using cards from hand and field as material. This is just like sitting on one polymerization without a discard. So very similar to Thousand Eyes Spell, but also very dissimilar at the same time. It means that we never have to board our polymerization if we don't want to. This is, in my opinion, the lesser of the two skills. I think the more useful would be Joey Wheeler's Palominization. During your turn, you may reveal a normal monster in your hand. That may now substitute for any one fusion material, and if you do, the other materials must be correct. Again, only once per duel, but the core 4 heroes, and again, this is what I'm suggesting that they should bring out first. The core of 4 are all normal non-effect text, which means that they could simply, you just pick and choose which one you actually want to go to. Again, we might get something along the lines of like emergency call or something for the effect for a Jaden Yuki skill, but I'm not here to speculate on that. Just a deck build with cards that actually exist. So real quick, let's get into that main deck. And of course, this doesn't break it down quite the way I normally do. So I proposed 3 Books of Moon. Again, we already have that. Here I'm actually running 2 copies each of the original 4, and I'm not too sure why Clayman's illustration's missing. Something about I didn't update the images properly, and I just have to go back in and redo that. And again, you're going to notice, again, these guys are just all warrior typing, regardless of the fact that they are 4 different attributes. And that's going to come into play here in like 2 seconds. One of the cards is actually Featherwind. This one might need a little bit of explanation. So when a spell or trap card is activated while you control face-up Avion, negate the activation and destroy it. So he's kind of a good in-house counter. Again, double fusion recovery, this exists. Double polymerization, this exists. Triple reinforcement of the army, this exists. And again, we could add Rottweiler just freely. Or again, you could just take it or leave it. Fusion recovery does about the same thing. But with fusion recovery, you have to have created one. This will still allow you to target things in the discard pile if they were sent there by any other means. So when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target any hero +1 polymerization spell into graveyard, add both targets to hand. And I think that would be a very fair way of dealing with everything. Real quick, off to the extra deck. I would sub in the Blue Eyes and the Thousand Eyes Restrict for just the bare minimum requirement of the fact that Blue Eyes Ultimate's still strongest written in the game. Thousand Eyes Restrict, still tactically a great play. And then, of course, showing off the 4 heroes that they should allow into the game immediately. And again, I've seen other games do this before where a deck is just in the booster set. And this could be a great option for Konami to do this for us. And again, it would be like one Flame Wingman, because again, we have the materials to make it. Rampart Blaster, same thing. Shining Flare, again, we added in the Sparkman, so that'd be fine. Thunder Giant, because he's also good and also made up of the initial characters. And just a refresher for some of those effects. Flame Wingman must be fusion summoned and not special summoned any other way. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to the opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. So again, if you make him like an ultra rare in the set, this kind of curbs how good he is by almost putting him behind like a slight paywall in the real world. Again, there's going to be a lot of us that are just going to go buy singles online as well. And so like the people who want him, they're going to have him. I mean, he just looks great. I'd love to have him as like an ultra rare or something. That'd be cool. And again, that would be a great way to handle putting him into the game. And again, the damaging effect is one of those things that's just phenomenal. You do have the Rampart Blaster. That's Clay and Burstinatrix. Same effect as the last time for the summoning method. The rest of the effect is can attack while in face-up defense, but only if your opponent controls no monsters. And if it does, the attack becomes halved during the damage calculation only. And since we do not have a main phase 2 in speed duels, this would be a perfect way to, like, I get that you could go for 2k, and obviously if that's going to be game, you would just move the battle position. But this is a great way to protect yourself on the interim as well. And again, this would make a perfect candidate for like a super rare. Because again, it's pretty good. It's just not super game breaking. You do have the Shining Flare Wingman, so you're going to have made the Flame Wingman, combine in Sparkman. So again, being able to, again, with these skills, maybe you didn't need to use the Fusion Party or the Palamanization quite yet. What you could do here is we could actually make Palamanization count one of your normal monster cards as the Flame Wingman, and then use the Sparkman. We can generate straight into this guy. So again, this should be like an ultra rare as far as the set's concerned. Must be fusion summoned, of course. Gain 300 attack for each elemental hero card in the graveyard. Again, it is not saying different names. It is every card. So again, this is a good like boss monster buildup. If this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to the opponent equal to that monster's original attack in the graveyard. So again, we're just building on Flame Wingman and making him way tougher. So again, I think it would be fair as an ultra rare. And then, of course, you do have my OG favorite, Thunder Giant. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned other ways. It's Clayman, Sparkman. And then once per turn, you may discard a card to target a face-up monster on the field with original attack less than the attack of this card. Destroy that target. So again, when we're playing up against things like, again, Inner Conflict or any of like the Pseudo Monarchs or like Jinzo build, or this is kind of fair because, again, Kaiser Glider should still be able to do something, even with heroes trying to maybe centralize the meta. And so this guy's not totally broken, but he is totally amazing to look at. I love the art. And then you guys know Blue Eyes Ultimate and Thousand Eyes Restrict by now. And then, of course, I just threw together a quick side. All cards that are currently existent. So 2 Cyclones, 2 Wakings, and 2 Zomas. Again, Waking the Dragon will not be able to special summon your heroes. It's only there to protect back row and stuff, and then possibly go into your Restrict and your Ultimate. That said, you could always take those out free up those 2 spaces, put some other tech card that you actually want to play here. Maybe it's Widespread Ruin. Maybe it's Offerings to the Doomed. I'd probably go with the Widespread or Lost Wind personally. I just feel like they set you up for better plays. And then again, you can just play more of the heroes that you want. So like maybe a double Flame Wingman, a double Rampart Blaster, single Shining, single Thunder Giant, or you could double down on Flame Wingman and Flare Wingman. Because again, with Palaminization, you're able to actually bypass needing to go into Flame Wingman the first time, and you can just develop straight into Flare Wingman, which again, still a great play altogether. So again, it's not a terrible build. It's a 21 card main deck, 6 card extra, 6 card side. Again, some people may not have noticed this quite yet. If you do go to the Upper Deck, or not Upper Deck, wow. If you guys go to Konami's website and you look up the Speed Duel rules, they actually errated it on there. I know that the original packaging said it was 5 and 5, but it seems like they've updated it to 6 and 6 to give you that extra card of play either way. And again, yeah, just trying to do that. So I wanted to do this here. I didn't have all the physical cards. If you guys are curious about how this app works, if I own the card, it lights up. If I don't own the card, it's shadowed. So again, like, I don't have Rottweilers, I don't have Feather Winds. This Flame Wingman is not yet in my stock. And I just don't own Rampart Blaster or Thunder Giant. If I did, guys, I would have went ahead and just pulled the cards and then told you. But yeah, this is just kind of like a fantasy list of something that Konami could do for us in the near future. I do plan on a Cyber Dragon build to kind of showcase what Cyber Dragons could do. I may do like a Cyrus Vehicroids, I think he was playing. So Cyber Dragon, Vehicroids. It'd be really cool if they put Master of Oz in here for Chumley. I think if we could get Bastion's Water Dragon deck in here with the Hydro and Oxygeddons and do like a little dinosaur build, that'd be pretty slick. And like anything but Crystal Beasts, because unfortunately there's no way that you could generate all 7, because even with the 3 in the back row and 3 in the front row, there are no extra zones. And there's just not enough room to actually get a real Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon build. Now that said, they could always tech out with some of the smaller cards and do something. And when I do these profiles, these fantasy profiles, I do want to keep in mind that I want to kind of like steer you guys into the direction of like, yeah, like Flame Wingman and Flare Wingman should absolutely be ultra rares. They should be very hard to pull because it would be very easy to pull off. All like the main deck monsters should all be common. Even the Rottweiler. And then again, like the other 2 fusions, the Thunder Giant and the Rampart Blaster, definitely good for super rare. It'd be cool to see them just throw the whole deck and just put it in a set and not release them as a part of a structure or something. Kind of like how they introduced Bones. And I think that would be fantastic. You guys let me know. And then, of course, try to enjoy some of the other videos this week, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.